Welcome back to our Saturday Gamecast. Today we are finishing Monster Party. We are going to see the very end of Monster Party. Last week we climbed the very easy tower. Now we're in the clouds. Notice this very first boss is to the left of the starting point of the level. Hard to believe, but they go against gaming convention. The first boss there is the Asian-looking dragon. That is just a desperate fight to get as much damage in as quickly as you can. That dragon is relentless. From here forward, I'm going to be spamming for health, killing some of the what look like sticks of dynamite right in clouds. They're actually easier to kill with Mark and the baseball bat than with Bert and the energy lasers that he shoots, because his powered up laser, as you notice, shoots a double laser that goes in what is probably supposed to be a twisting corkscrew shape, but in 2 dimensions it just looks like they go up and down, but it creates a little gap that those fast-moving dynamite thingies on clouds can exploit, and they can get in between them. So it's actually easier, since they take a beeline towards Mark, to take a swing with the bat. This level, and it's also rather annoying music. Not quite as bad as the Haunted House Maze levels music, but it's quite repetitive. I spent a lot of time on this one. You won't see all of the attempts and dying I made to get through this level. But this is the only good, easy place in the level that you can spam for health. So I'm going back and forth until I have a decent amount that will let me get through, and I get a Burt pill from one of the next dynamite clouds. I don't know what to call those. There's also witches in this level that fly by and drop little sparkly star thingies on Mark. And then there are evil star constellations that fire angry red projectiles that we'll also see later on. In real life, this week I had off. There aren't any events at the venue where I work now. We're moving on. So we'll upgrade to Bert and make our way through these castles in the clouds. There's an angry Big Dipper there. Very nice. Bert makes it easy to fly over and they can't hit you. And I learned all of these patterns as we went through, and all the dying I did in this level. Now we have this undead guy who just fires things at you. Actually a little disappointing difficulty level for the last stage here. You notice that in the background of the bosses there are 2 angry eyes looking on in the background. Those will come into play here in just a little bit. There's no events at the venue that I work at this week, so I'm off and just doing some projects around the house and exploring around a little bit. I went down to the coast the other day to have my lunch, and I was going to do some beach combing depending on the tides. Here we have the Egyptian Pharaoh head that just goes back and forth, and without Bert this would be an extremely difficult fight, because Mark really has no way to get around him. Mark's jump would probably clear this guy, but with how quickly he moves he could get underneath Mark and have Mark land on him. Even with Bert I'm taking quite a few hits from this guy. I went down to the beach to do some beach combing, some collecting of sea glass and rocks and other things. And I had my lunch, and then I had my trip cut short when some of the big dark rain clouds that very suddenly appear here kind of rolled over. So I quickly hopped on my bike and rode back as it was raining. And then, sadly, just as I was getting home, the sun came back out and it got warm again. The last few days it's been cooler. We're getting some night frosts now, so it's starting to get to be that time of year. I just realized that Ireland and the UK and continental Europe moves their daylight savings time at a different day than the US. That's going to be coming up this coming weekend. The 27th is when us on this side of the pond will be falling back, and the States won't be falling back for another week. I'm waiting for the Bert spell to dissipate here to turn back into Mark, because the final boss is just through that door, and it's actually easier for me, in my opinion, to take on with Mark and the bat. I also joined the game group. I didn't quite get to talk about it last week in our video. We're going to be playing some RPGs, D&D or Pathfinder. We're going to be playing in a couple weeks. We'll have some ongoing campaigns with that. There's a good group of people who are going to play, so that will be fun. Haven't done that for a few years. Beat me and you can leave. Come and die. Fantastic translation. So this boss shoots the eyeballs at you, and his nose thingy is his vulnerable point. When his nose is open, he's vulnerable in that spot. So I'm just playing defensively for now, batting the eyeballs, trying to get a good angle on hitting his nose. I'm taking a few hits from these eyeballs, but this is it. This is the last boss of the game. You may have expected more, but this is it. It's as fast as you can bat and time those eyeballs, and positioning yourself, of course, too. Ah, it's exciting. The tension is killing me. So Pathfinder is a game I haven't actually played before. So I took the books home, and I'm studying and looking at the online materials, because it's based on some open source public domain gaming material. So that makes it nice that I can get some resources for free on that. And I did bring one set of my gaming dice out here, just in case I was able to find some people to play with. So it's good there. This battle is just getting too exciting. All right, that's it. Here we go on to the ending. We separate from Bert. This ending is very, very Japanese feeling. Not really with the translation, but just the way the storytelling unfolds. Mark opens the box. Out comes a beautiful princess. But then, here's that blood-stained background. Love it. Princess melts into a monster. More horrors come out. Mark was scared and screamed. Period. Ah! Exclamation marks. And Mark melts down into a skeleton. But, ... it was all a dream. You'll be late for school, Mark. Here we go. He's got the Japanese paper door. You notice that. Japanese homes have the doors with the paper. Opens the door, and there's Bert. Let's go again, buddy. Look at that. And that's it. Final theme and credits.